What's up, folks? My name is Nick, and today we are going to talk about the Oticon Real 1 miniRITE. So just a few housekeeping items to get out of the way before we jump into this review. Number one, I'm trying these hearing aids through ZipHearing, and if you don't know what ZipHearing is, it's a nationwide service that helps people get all the name brand hearing aids for thousands of dollars below retail. And if you want a link for the website, it's right there. Just a very brief overview of my hearing history. I was diagnosed with a hearing loss. It's fairly mild. However, my biggest issue is hearing people in loud, noisy environments. And I work in education, so I deal with noisy environments on a frequent basis, and that issue needed to be addressed. I have used a few other devices as well, so I will be comparing some of the pros and cons with these other devices. So please make sure you stick around to the end of the video so that you can see that comparison. So if you're still here, we are about to get real with the Oticon Reals. So these hearing aids are brand new from Oticon, and they follow in the footsteps of the More hearing aid. The hearing aid that I was supplied and the hearing aid that I will be talking about specifically is the 1 tech level, which is their most premium level. It is the miniRITE, and it is the R for rechargeable variant. So as you can see on the screen, you are now currently looking at the hearing aid. It comes in a variety of colors, which can be found on ZipHearing's website. These are the black. They're black. There's none more black. Now, you're taking a look at the charger that comes with your hearing aid devices. It uses a cable with a USB at the end that plugs into a brick, which you can then plug into an outlet to use this charger. The deep neural network is something that Oticon uses to identify what they use as an artificial intelligence, right? It uses a 360-degree microphone to capture 12 million real-life sound scenes, right? The data was then used to train these hearing aids onboard AI so that it can learn to recognize each type of sound, and how important those sounds are to you, right? Is it just noise? Is it wind? Is it the fan? Is it the vent? Is it someone talking, right? That's important. That's not noise. That's important. So that artificial intelligence is going to kind of compensate for that. And it's going to say, okay, that's just annoying sound. We're going to bring that down. But that person you're talking to, we're going to boost that up. And I can tell you, personal experience, totally works. In those noisy environments, I heard people perfectly, and all that sort of chatter just melted away and was no longer a bother, and it wasn't a distraction, and it wasn't an interference, right? It just became something that was there, that didn't bother me, and wasn't causing harm. Now, one of my favorite things about these hearing aids is actually the app. So it uses the Oticon Companion App, and I'm going to be posting maybe here, I don't know yet, but you'll see on screen. I'm going to put some screenshots of the different things that are going on in the app. One thing I want to get out in the open is that this app is super clean. The user interface is clean and crisp. It's very user-friendly. There's not a lot of confusion behind it. So this app is by far one of my favorite things about these hearing aids. As far as how it connects to the app and how it connects to your phone, these hearing aids use what's called an MFI Bluetooth standard, which means made for iPhone. It can connect to Android devices, but the standard protocol is MFI, or made for iPhone, which allows you to connect your device. Instead of going through the Bluetooth menu, you're actually going to go through accessibility, and you're going to go to hearing devices. And that is how you're going to connect these to your phone. So what has my experience been like with these hearing aids? I mean, first and foremost, as soon as I put these in my ear, I knew these were something different, right? These were a step above many, many, many hearing aids. Immediately upon putting the receivers in my ears, there was a crispness and a clarity and a boost to the audio quality and the sound quality that I was getting pumped into my ears. And it was shocking. Without sounding cheesy, these were out of this world. I was highly impressed, and that was within the first 2 minutes of wearing these. And I can tell you, spoiler free, that experience and that positivity did not go away. It only got better. Additionally, not only was the sound quality from the outside world crisp and clear, but the streaming quality of the audio, when you're streaming music or videos or something from your phone or from your device, that was amazing. Something else that really stood out to me was the ease of use and the ease of connection and the ease of setup involved with these hearing aids. Trying to pair them via Bluetooth wasn't a thing. You just went into your iPhone, into your accessibility, into your hearing aid devices, turn these off, turn these on, press connect, and it was done. Everything just worked. And it was really refreshing to not have to fumble around with things and look in the manual and look up answers on the internet. It just worked. So we're gonna get back to this app because, like I said, this is probably one of the top features for these hearing aids. Other apps are a little bloated, or maybe they run slow, or they're clunky, or maybe it's not user-friendly, it's not intuitive. The Oticon Companion App was all of those things. It went smooth, it was user-friendly, it was clean, it was fast, it was responsive. Everything is laid out where you would assume it would be laid out. It was very intuitive, and you can tell that they spent a lot of time on that while they were developing the app. The battery life. The battery life on these Reals is fantastic. It lasts all day. Just to give you a heads up, I usually put my hearing aids at around 7:30 in the morning, and I take them out at around 11 p.m. to midnight. So that's, let's do some math. That's like 17 hours. Yeah. One of the most important things I can say is, and this is going to sound a little weird, but when I was wearing these hearing aids, I never thought about them. They never crossed my mind. It wasn't like, oh, I'm hearing something weird, or like, oh, I'm missing this, or oh, they feel weird, right? That's one of the biggest compliments I can give, is that when you're wearing them and you're using them, you forget they're even there. They're just doing their job, and they're doing it well. Now, this video cannot only be positives, right? There are some negatives, and we're going to talk about some of these negatives right now. Negative number one, in some situations where the hearing aid is trying to compensate for sound input and trying to lower certain levels or boost certain levels, there is a little bit of a warble, right? An increase and decrease in certain frequencies at a fairly rapid rate. It's not debilitating, right? It's not breaking your ears, or it's not breaking the hearing aids. It can be annoying. Now, this didn't happen all the time. It was very rare that this happened. And basically what's going on is that neural network, or the AI that's based in these hearing aids, is trying to give you a better sound. One of the biggest cons is actually, remember we were talking about that MFI Bluetooth connection? That's actually one of the biggest flaws, biggest cons here for me. I'm a multi-device guy. I have an iPhone, I have an iPad, I have a computer, I have an Apple Watch. So with the MFI, it's really just one device at a time, right? It's either your iPhone, and then you have to physically switch it to your iPad and disconnect it from the phone. So that can be a little annoying. Finally, one last con is the charger, right? I like the charger. I don't like that it doesn't have a lid, right? So when you're charging these just kind of sit here and your domes hang out in the front, and they're exposed to the elements, right? Whatever, dog hair or dust or whatever. I would have liked a charger that had a lid, or something to cover the hearing aids while they are charging. Second, this cable cannot be removed from the charger, right? It is attached here, which might not be an issue if you're just going to leave it and never move it again. But if you need to pack it, or let's say you have an animal that likes to chew on cables, you can't just simply replace it with a USB to USB-C, right? At that point, this whole charger is kind of kaput. It's gone, right? And you got to buy a new charger. I would have liked a removable cable just to kind of resolve those issues. All right, everybody. So editor, future version of Nick here. I just found out that little charger issue that I was complaining about is easily resolved with a premium smart charger. It is a small travel size charger that actually has a battery inside of it that you can charge with a USB-C cable, and it'll recharge your Oticon Reals up to 3 times per charge, and that has a lid and it keeps everything sealed and looking good. So yeah, problem solved. It's a premium upgrade called the Smart Charger. So now we're going to compare these to the Phonak Lumini 90s that I have. They are both the highest tech level. They are both premium versions of their respective hearing aids. So I feel like it's a pretty fair comparison. First, the app, right? Phonak has an app. Oticon has an app. Whose is better? There's really no debate. Oticon wins. Their app is way more intuitive. It flows nicer. It's user friendly. It is faster. It is less confusing. It just wins in pretty much every category. One way that the Phonak actually kind of beats the Oticon is the Phonak has tap features, right? So you can actually double tap on the hearing aid to answer a phone call, to hang up a phone call. Oticon, you have to use the buttons. Is it less convenient? Maybe, right? Is it game-changing? No. It's just Phonak has the tap, Oticon does not. You can use the buttons on both, though, so Oticon sort of loses that one. The Bluetooth connections may not be a big issue for you, but for me, it was a significant issue. The Phonak is going to win because the Phonak, right, you can connect up to 8 devices simultaneously. So I can effortlessly and smoothly change from my phone to my iPad to my computer. With the MFI made for iPhone connection, it's one at a time, and you have to disconnect and reconnect in order to make it work. You remember that warble we talked about earlier with the Oticon where it was, right, trying to compensate for the frequencies? Phonak kind of has a similar issue, but handles it in a different way. I prefer the way Phonak's AI handles it rather than the Oticon. The button positioning, right, where are the buttons located on the hearing aids? The Oticons, the buttons tend to be lower down towards the bottom of the hearing aid, whereas the Phonaks are a little higher up, more towards the top of the ear. For me, I tended to prefer Phonak's button positioning rather than the Oticon. So for that one, I'll give it to Phonak. Pricing, from what I understand, they are both very similar in price. So they both win. And furthermore, you will win if you go through ZipHearing because you're going to save thousands of dollars. And trust me, that is not an exaggeration. Personal experience. That's why I'm a ZipHearing customer, because they saved me thousands of dollars. So to kind of wrap all this up, right? I know we talked about a lot. I showed you a lot. We talked about a lot. We went over a lot of things. Overall, these are a great purchase. You will not have a bad experience if you choose the Oticon Real 1s, miniRITEs, right? They're the premium level, they're top of the line. The artificial intelligence or the neural network is fantastic. The streaming quality is superb. The crispness, the clarity of the surrounding sound that is coming into your hearing aids, unbeatable, right? It's up there with the Phonak. It sounds fantastic. You will not be disappointed. Do I recommend these for you? Yes. Do I recommend these for my friends and family? Absolutely. Are there a couple downsides, a couple things that maybe I didn't like, but you might not have a problem with? Sure, right? Everyone has an opinion, and you're allowed to have yours, and you're allowed to think whatever you want about these devices. But objectively, these are fantastic hearing aids. The technology, the craftsmanship, the quality, everything is top-notch. So let's get real here. The Oticon Reals, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, right? They're fantastic. So make sure you check these out. Make sure you talk to your audiologist, talk to your hearing specialist, and you know what? Give ZipHearing a call and see what's going on with these. Thanks for watching, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Thank you.